Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Making of Smile & Co. I'm your co-host, Ashley Joves.
And I'm Colonel Samry.
We're back with another Friday sesh, and this is
Mhm.
going to be short and sweet, right?
Yeah. Yep. And we'll keep it appropriate that time. Yeah, no, last week we talked about like a lot of the design details, like the cosmetic suite and just the lighting and everything really fun that I know you love to talk about. And I think people will loved hearing about it too, because we got a lot of good feedback. So this week though, I wanted to ask you about like the equipment and some of the stuff that you chose to go into this beautiful office. So that's where we're going to start. We were just talking about this, and I did link the diffuser and the coffee maker in last week's show notes and the newsletter and all the fun things. But for everyone that's just listening, it's the hotel collection is the diffuser and Dr. Ashley's favorite scents. There's a few different ones. My Way is one of them. Baccarat. I can never say that.
I don't know what the actual thing is called, but it is modeled after Baccarat Rouge, the ultra bougie perfume. Yeah. But it's
And
very
then Dream
strong.
On.
Dream On.
Okay.
Dream On is it's very clean. So
Mhm.
it just depends on what vibe you're going for. We definitely had the most compliments from My Way. Like
Okay.
patients would walk in and they would immediately say, it smells like we're on vacation. I'm like, yes, it does. And it's actually modeled after the one hotel in Miami Beach. So if that is your vibe, I mean,
Resort.
yes, resort living, and you just happen to be at the dentist.
It's way better than eugenol.
Yes, although I do like the smell of eugenol.
But I think only people in dentistry can say that.
Well, do you like the smell of paint?
Do you?
I do. I can't inhale it for too long, but
Yeah.
when you're in the nail salon and they have that acrylic smell, that makes me nauseous. I have to ask them to open the door in order for me not to get a migraine. But you're used to it, right, Carl?
Yeah, I'm used to it. Maybe you like the smell of paint a little bit because that means you're like changing something and you're like
Maybe.
designing.
Yeah.
And I don't mind the acrylic smell because I love getting my nails done.
I hate getting my nails done. Like I don't like it because I feel like I have really damaged cuticles because of,
Does it like hurt?
it hurts. And
Mm.
we sanitize our hands so much as providers, right? And it's just cracking. And sometimes they bleed. And then to go into the nail salon and then they do their buffing. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
gosh. So it is not a relaxing experience for me.
My favorite 2 hours.
Is it really?
No one can bother me. I can't do anything. Like I can't text. Like my
You
hands are
can't
taken up.
scroll.
You
Yeah,
can't do anything. It's just you just sit there. It's the
that's
best.
true. That is so true.
Okay, back to Smile and Company. Yeah, so tell me, let's just do how many ops the practice is built for, but then how many ops you actually started out with when you built out with the
So
chairs.
so we have it plumbed for 9 operatories, and currently we are at 5 equipped.
Do you have specific hygiene rooms, treatment rooms? I know that the cosmetic suite is obviously its own little thing, but how did you decide on like that layout?
So I love in ortho offices, I get really jealous whenever I see an open bay. Like all I want are no walls. If I could just have one big open space, I would love to do dentistry that way. But I know that that is not exactly feasible for a GP practice. So actually, on one side of the building, I call it the open bay, where I get to live out my design fantasies, and it's basically where hygiene is. So they have these big floor to ceiling windows, and she has 2 ops equipped there, and they're like super like wide open. And then the other 2 rooms that are built up that are not in the cosmetic suite, they are restorative. So my goal, I would love to finish the build out, I think in the next
Mhm.
year or 2 years. But we are opting to stay out of network with the biggest
Mhm.
dental insurance here. So growth is slow and steady, but the patients who we do attract, they are a high dollar value patient. So
Mhm.
it really goes to show you that you can really skin a cat so many different ways. I sorry for the visual. That was the first metaphor that I thought.
What's your envision for the other ops that are not equipped yet?
So one of the
W-
rooms, besides the cosmetic studio, it's my other favorite room in the entire building. It's flanked by two windows, so it's the corner unit, floor to ceiling windows, and it is wider. So I envision having our anesthesiologists doing sedation
Mm.
there. My goal is to have a doctor who does surgeries or just
Mhm.
big cases in general where there's more equipment. But I would love to equip that room next. And
Mhm.
also, there is a room next to hygiene, like the open bay, that I would love to equip also for either restorative or hygiene purposes.
And then the other two are like treatment rooms.
Yes. So I have one room, which is it's actually a really cute room because I don't if you listen to a few episodes back, we talked about surprises in the floor plan and like there's this really weird wall that couldn't get moved because of it was housing the was it the internet and the other what
Yeah.
it's like
Some sort of
something
wires.
crazy for the building the business next door. So there's like
Mhm.
this little pony wall or half wall that we couldn't tear down. Anyways, all this to say is that there is a really cute tucked away op in the back of Judy's office, and that could very well be a like a Botox
Oh, yeah.
because it's more secluded, either
Mhm.
Botox or it's pretty narrow. I don't think the specs are necessarily too narrow, but the fact that there is half that little wall there, it makes it seem smaller. So
Mhm.
it's harder for assistants to get in and out on that side. I imagine it to either be Botox or consults or hygiene.
Okay, got you. Do you know the dimensions of your rooms?
I think they're pretty narrow, 9 by 11, 9 by 12,
Okay. And that's
or
for the main
those are
treatment rooms.
yes. And then the
Okay.
ones in the open bay, just because it's backed to a very wide hallway,
Mhm.
it feels just so big. We need a, you'll post photos, I'm sure,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
of the office.
Absolutely. Looking back now, would you have like equipped these rooms differently right out the gate? Or are you pretty happy with this setup right now?
No, I'm really happy with the setup. I think we're hitting, I mean, we definitely utilize all of the rooms
Yeah,
to capacity. So I have no regrets.
love it. Can you tell me a little bit about like Steryl's build out as well?
As in like the layout
Yeah.
or
Tell me how you
so
laid it out and like what your envision for it was. I know we've talked about like the open kitchen concept
yes.
before, but I always see in the group questions on sterilization and like how you set it up and what the cabinets look like, drawers, all of those things.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you helped me set up sterilization because when the architect was asking for the layout, I'm like, I am not the person to be talking. You should be asking about this. And it, Colin, so we set up it on one side of the sterilization. It goes from dirty to clean, and dirty is the far end, correct?
Correct.
Like away
Yeah.
from the hallway.
Hmm.
So when patients walk by, there are no doors, so it's completely wide open. So when patients walk by, they basically just see the clean areas, and I have cabinets and really gorgeous marble black countertops. I'm like, is this really necessary? But now because it is so open to the public, people actually compliment. They're like, that is a sterilization. I'm like, yeah, it's like the nicest sterile I've ever seen. And then on the other side, I have a like a very tall cabinet with doors that open, and we put in lab cases, Invisalign boxes. We also have further storage in the back where our break room is, but we have our computer set up where assistants write their notes, check inventory, all of that. And then I have another really long workbench that has our CEREC oven, and we have basically our lab station where we mill our crowns. We have the prime scan and prime mill, so we do all that there too. But I also want to buy a new 3D printer. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
need, it's just amazing how quickly
Yeah.
space just, I mean, you think you build like, oh, 12 feet of counter space, surely that's enough. And by the time you put autoclave, this, that, you need to have areas for assistants to be able to grab the cassettes, grab the trays, get whatever. It adds up so fast.
Yeah, so it's like one long, wide
Long.
hallway, super
Yes.
wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and kind of like you were touching on, the far end is where the dirty stuff is. And there's also like two in the countertop garbage station. Is
Yes.
that what it is? It's like a hole where you can put the garbage next to the dirty trays, and then you move. Yours is right to left. So it's like
Mhm.
trays, ultrasonic, sink, and then like a wrapping section, and then your autoclaves. And I like how you did the one in Roseville versus Folsom for the autoclave, because you have enough for space for two
Two.
eventually. That'll be like top and bottom,
Mhm.
versus like in Folsom, we didn't have enough space. So we
Side
just
to
have
side.
two
Oh,
side to
it's
side,
so
which takes
ugly.
up and it takes up a lot of counter space.
It's
Yeah.
so, and it looks like it's straight out of the 70s. Like, why haven't they been able to design a more modern, high tech looking autoclave?
Well, you have the mid-mark M11s.
Yeah,
Those are the ones you use. But I know like Tony talked about like a cool one. I don't know
that's
what hers
true.
looks like actually. I should
We
look
should
up a
get a,
picture of it.
we should. Yeah. And
Um,
when I was designing it too, they were asking if I was going to put one of those dishwasher, but an
mhm,
instrument washer. And it looks super cool. They're very expensive, but it's not like it makes sterilization faster. In fact, it's longer because that
mhm.
cycle is 30 to 40 minutes before you go into the autoclave,
It's like a fancy ultrasonic, basically, right?
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the next side, you have a wide countertop, like you kind of touched on, for setting up trays and stuff. Now, in Folsom location, you have those tip out bins.
Yes.
And I know that those are very popular with startup docs these days, but you did something different in Roseville. You want to talk about kind of your wall of supplies for that? I
Yeah.
love it.
I love it too. So a lot a lot of my inspiration was from just those home editing or home organization shows on Netflix.
Hmm.
And I think on one of the episodes I saw this slat wall. Like basically they did a garage setup, and they also did a home office where we chose it's like a matte black slat, and then you can hang either shelving or bins, or it's just really cool. Like you
Hmm.
just have so many options, and everything is out in the open and super clean looking.
Hmm. And then it's not taking up any extra
Any
space on a
yes.
counter or really anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you got all those bins for the slat
Yes.
wall?
Yes.
Was it
Uline.
Uline? Okay.
Uline.com. Yep.
Um, cool. Yeah. I just think sterile is such like a fun area. Maybe that's just the assistant in
May-
me, because I think we spend a lot of time there. But it is
yeah.
super helpful to have on the lab side too, just a ton of cabinets and those slat wall shelves where you just can have all your stuff laid out. And since you do a lot of cosmetic cases, you actually keep like even all of your cases in cute little bins on the
Mhm.
slat wall, where
Mhm.
it's also very like HIPAA compliant because no one can see the names
Right.
in those bins. But it's just cool to see. And again, maybe that's just from our perspective, like how many smiles you're building and like all the different things for like Invisalign and stuff too. Just having it all laid out, I think is really cool.
It's like a humble
Um,
brag wall. A not so humble brag wall.
I was trying to make it like, look at all these smile designs you're
Yes.
doing, but no,
Yes.
all these smiles you're changing. It keeps it again from an assistant side too. I think it's a lot easier to keep track of all this stuff because you
Yeah.
see it right there and it's not just this lab case that's hidden in a cupboard somewhere where you don't know if it came in or there's a crown hidden behind somewhere else. So I think from like an organizational standpoint, that's super helpful as well.
And you know what? One thing that I never really even considered either, the the sterilization like lab area is like it's become a hangout area. Everybody just tends to congregate there. I
Yes.
think it's because it is a super cool space and it's
Mhm.
very centrally located. But you would think people would like congregate more in like a break room or no, no, they are just hanging out in sterile.
Well, it's nice because, like you said, it's big. But even when you're like designing your CEREC crowns and stuff, there's enough space for you to like wheel the scanner in and
True.
design right
Yeah.
there. And you can be talking to an assistant while they're doing something else as well or whatever. Speaking of CEREC, you have like a cubby. You built a cubby in this office for all of your tech to live, which again I think was so helpful because in Folsom, it's all just lives in the hallway.
Yes. Yes. No, I think it's when like when people they post on Instagram like all the things you learn to put into your dream kitchen from your first kitchen
Mhm.
renovation and one of those things for me was a parking like a little cubby that so
Yeah.
we have our Zoom, we have the Prime scan, we have the iTero scanner
Mhm.
all nestled really cutely in the corner tucked away. So we still have this completely wide open space and patients aren't running into the tech. In Folsom, it basically lives in a corner and it's a very small office with a very tight corner already. Do you remember, Colin, how I would have my photos in the hallway and patients would have to go around me, around the soft boxes? I'm like, I am
Mhm.
so sorry right now. I am taking up all this space. But yeah, that's why I built a photo studio too, because
Mhm.
whatever you learn you love to do, just make sure to like put it into your next practice. It is so nice to be able to really enjoy coming to work.
Yeah. Yeah. So learn from everyone else's.
Mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, friends, I want to give a quick shout out to our partner, Net32. As a practice owner, I know how much time, energy, and money goes into keeping the supply side of your business running. So many little orders, so many brands, so many choices. Net32 is a marketplace built for us. So you save on over 60,000 dental products all in one place, which means you get real pricing transparency and savings. Whether you're just getting started or scaling up into multiple locations, tools like this make a huge difference. And for a community like ours, building smarter, growing faster, that's meaningful. Check them out at net32.com/the making of and let them help you streamline the back end so you can focus on patients, team, and the big vision. Thanks to Net32 for supporting the making of. Let's get back to the show.
Okay, let's talk about the equipment that you put into these rooms. What chairs did you go with and why? Tell me a little bit about that.
In our first location, I bought Sirona chairs, and it was the first year, I think, that the Sirona chairs were launched. I bought the Intego
Hmm.
chairs, and I had never seen anything as cool, as high tech. And the sales rep, he was really good. He totally sold me. I was like, okay, cool. I loved the Sirona chairs. But the thing about tech, if it is all integrated, if something breaks down, it becomes a very expensive piece of equipment to upkeep. So it's
Yeah.
basically the high maintenance chair. And with the second office, I definitely wanted something that was tried and true, could stand the test of time. I didn't need all the integration, the bells and whistles. I knew I wanted Cavitron and electric, high speeds and electric, slow speeds. And that's it. That's all I want. Oh, and the water warmer. It's so nice. Like the
It's
water
so
isn't
nice.
cold. So I went with A-dec for the build out of the
Okay.
second office.
Do you remember which chairs you went with from A-dec?
Yes. In the cosmetic studio, it's the 500, which I don't
Okay.
know how many different models they have now, but the 500 is like the granddaddy of the chairs. And I also chose to have continental because I don't
Okay.
like when things like drop on the floor,
Hmm.
like when you go and put your handpiece back in, like, or is it just me? I can't put it back carefully and it drops, and there
That's
goes
you.
your fancy freaking handpiece.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst is when it falls and then a burr breaks in the
Inside.
head. Yeah, oh, that never happens. Never.
No, never.
So I love. So no other office that I've worked in had the continental handpieces. And the sales rep, I was working with a Patterson rep at the time. He said, my docs all love it. I don't think you're going to regret this. And one of the main selling features is that the A-dec, it doesn't have a tug back. So I was worried that whenever I would pull the handpiece closer to me, that you're going to feel resistance because it wants to go
Hmm.
back to its starting point. But once you pull it out, you can actually extend your palm and it will stay there. So it's only until you physically like start to push it back that it takes it back. But I feel a difference, especially with doing longer cases.
Yeah.
I feel a difference with my wrist. Like I don't feel the weight of the handpiece or the hose. It just feels really light. And then whenever I have to go do treatment in the other rooms, those rooms I bought the 400. I'm like, I don't need to be spending this much money on all the rooms. And there is, I mean, the A-dec 400 is still extremely comfortable,
Yeah.
but there is a significant step down in the mechanics of the chair. Like when I raise the patient up and down, it's kind of jerky. Like it's not like this smooth movement. And I always have to tell the patient beforehand, like, okay, I'm going to lower you back. Cause if I just did it, it would feel like they were on a roller coaster.
What about, sorry, I was going to ask about like the assistance side, assistant package. What
Oh,
is that
yeah.
called?
Yeah. I think it's called the assistant package. So we have,
Okay.
so in all the other rooms, I don't like rear delivery for the providers. I worked in
Yeah.
a rear delivery office, and even though it's extremely minimalistic for the patient, they don't see anything. I have bad ergonomics already, and I don't need to be twisting like each time. So rear delivery was not in the cards for me. So I have the like just the traditional side, like you pull it on the side. And
Okay.
then at the assistant side, there is a separate package where they have their own like air water suction, like two slow, like one slow speed, one high speed
Hmm.
suction, or is it two high
Two.
speed?
Two high speed. Yeah.
Which is amazing. Like, don't go with anything less than
A
two.
little round thing.
Round table workstation, assistant workstation.
Was just like the assistant portion of it because sometimes the suctions and the air water and stuff come out from like the chair,
Mhm.
but yours are the station is behind
Yes.
with the assistant stuff on there, and then you have the round little table where all the stuff goes, and you have like a little tray
Hmm.
holder as well attached to it. But
Hmm.
that's in addition to like the computer space behind that
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Can you walk me through a little bit of the tech in your rooms
I
as far as
have,
like computers?
yes. So I have one computer station and I have, do I have two monitors or
You
one?
do.
Two
Two rear
monitors.
monitors. Yeah.
You like how I have to ask Colin? Well, we have two monitors at the 12 o'clock. No, yeah, the
Hmm.
12 o'clock station. And then we have a separate countertop that I think it's like 14 inches wide, if I'm not
Mhm.
wrong about that. And then on top, I have beautiful floating shelves. Oh my gosh, I really hate upper cabinets. I find
Yeah.
that it just feels heavy, and
Mhm.
that's where things go to die and expire. So, floating shelves, and I still want it to look really cute. And we went to IKEA, Colin and I went to IKEA, and we got these really cute blacked out plastic bins. So we put our gloves, our masks, what else? We even got really cute little glass jars for hand sanitizer.
Mhm.
So it still
Mhm.
looks very high end, even though what's in those containers are just our typical PPE stuff
Yeah. Even the sharps container that's in each room has like a cute little black thing that it sets in. So
with
it's
like a
not,
gold top. So
yeah,
extra.
it's cute, because you have to have those in your rooms, but at least you can make it cute.
Yes.
And then for all the supplies for the assistants, you have tubs. You have the Zerk
Yeah.
tubs that are color
Yes.
coded for each procedure.
Mhm.
And those are on little like sliding shelves
Yes. And
on the
they
side
open,
of, yeah.
yes. So they open to the side and not to the front because it basically ease of access. So I
Hmm.
didn't want the unit that swings to be impeding your ability to get whatever you needed. So it's really fun. Like the doors, I'm so extra with the millwork. I made them like design these. They couldn't be regular drawers that just pull out. I told them, I'm like, no, I want a garage style
Yep.
door that lifts up and then slides in, and then the drawer slides out, and then you can quickly grab a tub. And that's what
Hmm.
we got.
You also have that behind the doctor's side, though, that does open towards the doctor in the front with two shelves there where you
Yes.
store and you plan on doing like your sandblaster and stuff, right?
Sandblaster. Yeah, sandblaster and my laser. And those also have the same mechanism. So they're already there's a built-in plug. So I never have to really unplug anything. All the lines are already equipped in. And when I'm not using it, the garage door closes and it's tucked away and super just clean.
Um, One last thing, kind of just about the rooms and the equipment, and then we can do more stuff later on as far as like technology and whatnot in another episode. But I wanted to ask, with how did you choose the A-dec chairs? Like, what was that deciding factor? Did you go to a showroom? Did you know doctors that have done it? You just wanted something different from Sirona? What was it?
I definitely did not want Sirona anymore. I didn't want all the fancy stuff. I
Hmm.
went to the Patterson showroom and I sat in
Hmm.
in a lot of the different chairs, not just A-dec,
Okay.
but whatever they had on the floor. And at one point, they were trying to coordinate whether I could fly to Oregon to the headquarters and like
Mm.
meet with the team and see all the different things. But I also know that when you get something like that paid for, they obviously expect you to spend way more money. And
Hmm.
I didn't get A-dec cabinets that was like tens and tens of thousands of dollars. I didn't buy a lot of stuff that I know I could have gone crazy with. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't want to feel obliged to rack this up. But even then, I mean, five chairs and the the 500 series at the time, it was like 35 grand to equip just
Hmm.
one room.
Hmm.
So I'm sure that number, I mean, this was years ago.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure that's even higher now. So I know a lot of people are choosing DCI because DCI, I believe, is the same manufacturer as A-dec. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
I could be wrong, but supposedly the person who worked at A-dec or something like that, they basically have the same stuff.
I didn't know that. I think what forest chairs are also
Forest,
popular. Is
yeah.
that right?
Forest
Yeah.
chairs are super comfortable too. And what is the Japanese? Oh, Belmont. I
Oh
almost went
yeah.
with Belmont, the
Okay.
Japanese brand. Those chairs were so nice, so comfortable. Honestly, I don't really remember why I didn't go with Belmont. I think it's just because if you go on Facebook and you read lots of like reviews of tried and true chairs, A-dec just seemed to keep popping up.
They've been around for a really long time.
They really have.
I
Yeah,
think Belmont has too, though, haven't they?
I think so.
What I love about the A-dec chairs personally is that I know how to fix a lot of these like random little things on some
Yes,
of
you
these
do.
chairs
Yes.
because they're extremely nice, but a lot of the parts to them are much more simple than the Sirona chairs. Like the Sirona chairs, you have to take damn near apart to
Oh,
get
you
to
need
anything
like
on
two
them.
days. Like,
Yeah.
so when we would have the tech from Patterson come in, we would have to make sure that entire day is free. And
Hmm.
sometimes they take multiple days. So your chair is basically out of commission, which is,
Hmm.
that is not good for profitability.
Yeah. And A-dec, I mean, you can just quick little fixes you can do so much easier than yourself.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So from my standpoint, I appreciate those chairs so much more too. Do you have, I feel like every time I ask you a question, you always have what you would do or not do for these things. But what, as far as equipment goes, would kind of advice would you like offer to a startup doc on what you wouldn't do or what you absolutely have found to be worth every penny?
I think that you really need to put yourself in the patient perspective
Mm,
and like what is the patient going to value in terms of is it comfort or because what dentists tend to geek out over isn't necessarily what the patient even notices, right? So for
yeah.
me, I really loved the modern aesthetic of the Sirona chair,
Hmm.
not even considering for a moment, like, wait a minute, I do very long procedures. Is this going to be comfortable for the patient? And the patients hate that damn chair. They sit in it for like, if the procedure is sorry, Sirona, if they sit in the chair for longer than 45 minutes, they're already like twisting
Hmm.
and turning. They're trying to get comfortable. Their neck hurts.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of padding at all. So I really love that the A-dec chairs are super comfortable, very supportive.
Mm.
What other things that I really love?
Would you recommend starting off with the electric handpieces? Do you think that's worth it?
I would not see. It's like when you go down the matrix and you take the red pill or the blue pill. Like you don't know what you don't know. We bought ya bang bang
Yeah.
$20 air driven handpieces, which they work. And
Yeah.
then when you try an electric handpiece, you're like, oh my gosh, it cuts like butter. I would never go back.
Hmm.
So if the handpiece is something that you are going to be using day in, day out, 8 hours a day, 3 to 4 days a week, make sure
Hmm.
you freaking love it. So I would
Yeah.
1,000% say yes, invest
Okay.
in it. Other things like I don't know where you get your burrs from. I know we get where do we get our burrs from? Brassler?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get Brassler burrs. There's a lot of lower end burrs on the market. Yeah, totally. They're cheaper, but you're going to be going through them more frequently. So just make sure that it is not going to one, if you can justify either the patient experience or whether or not this is going to make your job as a dentist more enjoyable, more
Hmm.
efficient, and more profitable, then those outweigh the cost, in my opinion.
I love it. I think that's great advice. Dentistry is hard enough. You
Oh,
don't need to be like breaking your wrist,
jeez. So speaking
5
of,
years in.
I just want to, I know we're going to wrap, but I had a full mouth sedation case. Just, what's that, like last week? And
Yeah.
this patient, I worked on all her teeth, upper, lower, on sedation. We had an IV anesthesiologist. And I kid you not, I cut off sometimes 4 millimeter thick metal crowns. There is no way I could have done that without an electric handpiece. Even with my electric handpieces, I was going through burrs like they were going out of style. I went home that day and I could barely lift my wrist because I was like
Jeez.
leaning on it. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
talking really thick post, metal posts, like all these amalgam buildups. I'm like, can you just give me a natural tooth? I just want enamel, please.
Never thought you'd be so happy to cut into enamel, huh?
Gosh, yes, enamel is freaking amazing. Oh, also, so I had a really amazing week, super fun week. I prepped 2 smiles and I cemented another smile. So it was a very productive week. I did 4 days of dentistry, 3 of which I basically saw one patient a day. And then
Mhm.
on the other day, I did a quadrant of fills. Colin, ask me which was the hardest thing that I did all freaking week. It literally took me, I had this one patient. Oh my gosh, can the sweetest. I'd never want to touch a 2MO 3GO. It was, for whatever reason, these clinical crowns were basically like 2 millimeters tall, 3 millimeters tall. They were so small and the decay was so under the gum. They were so small that the garrison rings would bounce off the tooth. So I ended up, I'm like, I had Judy call his mom and I was like, I am so sorry. We have to convert this to an inlay because I can't get isolation. I can't do anything like under the gum. It's bleeding. And thankfully the mom is amazing and she's like, whatever you need
Yeah.
to do. But how awesome that I have the technology that I can mill
Yeah.
something like that on the fly. And that prep and mill process and cement was so much more enjoyable than a freaking class 2 composite. Just yeah, that
I
was the
saw
hardest.
something I saw something online this week that was like something about like patients really think that we're like out to get their money. And it's like, I could be so happy with never doing another filling. Like, I do
Never.
not want to be doing fillings on you. Not trying to
Seriously.
make that money.
No, you keep your money.
Yeah.
I will watch that till it becomes a crown.
And so true. God, dentists get such a bad rap. And you guys don't want to
Feel
be
like
doing that.
no, F that. They're the worst.
I think that's a great episode for today, just going into like how you equipped all the rooms. I think next time I want to go more into some of that technology that you have, the CEREC, all of those. You mentioned 3D printing. So I think that'd be a fun place to start. You can talk about the music in your rooms, all the things, like all the little
Oh,
things that
now we're
people
talking.
ask about. Yeah. I mean, all the fun things you love too.
Oh, yeah. Get ready. It's gonna be wild.
Don't forget, this is Ashley's second location.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All
Thanks for
right.
tuning in to another episode of the Making of Smiling Co., where we get to peel back the curtain, not just on any practice, but our practice. And if you like what you're hearing, please make sure to share it with a friend, especially if you're considering or your friend is considering doing a startup. We certainly would love to connect with them. And make sure to join our community on Facebook and join the newsletter because we're always putting out so much content, all for you
Mhm.
guys.
All for you guys.
All righty. Wonderful
Bye.
week. Bye.